Man, this looks incredible.
Doesn't it?
Absolutely incredible. Thank you. Look at the there's a sandwich and some fruit. There's a little salad. This is all so cute. Hi everybody. Welcome to
I need my phone.
Sunday. I get up a little earlier than I had planned. Kept woke me up, and I was like, I'll get up and take care of him. And then I didn't feel like getting back in bed. I was still tired.
Daylight savings time.
Daylight savings time. So I used the opportunity to just work on some stuff. So I did. I went upstairs and I actually got a good bit done. And then in the time that I had been working, Mal got up and said she was going to make lunch. So I finished what I was doing, so I don't have to go back upstairs today. I'm done. And Mal just made, this really beautiful lunch. I'm assuming we have different sandwiches.
Yeah, you have ham, I have turkey. But otherwise they're the same.
Okay, cool. And this is still using, I know we were talking the other day about that little fruit and vegetable box.
Yeah, the pears, the lettuce on the sandwich, everything in salad except the cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, cool. This is a nice little lunch, and I'm excited about it. Probably be playing some DDR today. It is our day off. I guess I was working this morning, but I don't have to work anymore now. And then tonight, watching a movie.
Those pears are so good.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, they're tiny.
They're ripening at a different pace than each other, so this was the ripe one.
Yeah, that's a quality pear. Holy cow! Should be a good day, basically. I'm looking forward to really just kind of relaxing. Hopefully, my relaxing. Is good for the mind, but then also I'm hoping that not using my arm, a whole lot for typing and stuff today will probably help me in the long run. You want up here? There you go. Hi, bud. Little stinker. It's a little later now. We did play DDR. I think this is the first time since getting the pad that I haven't filmed myself playing DDR. But I played. You can tell because I'm a little tired. I go too hard. I really need to start weaving in more easy levels so I can work on stamina. Because I go too hard and then I'm exhausted. I haven't played that many levels, but I'm super tired. And then by the time I get a shower, I get out and I'm like, oh man, I'm so tired. Anyway, it's dinner. We just made ourselves a little pizza. It's my turn to pick the movie for this week, and I was looking through my list. I got a bunch of stuff on there that I want to see, and it's so hard to choose. It really is. I had all sorts of different things across just a variety of genres, but there's definitely some more serious stuff, definitely some heavier stuff. But I've decided I'm gonna wait on that. But I am gonna get away from comedy because we've spent the last few weeks watching some funnier stuff, some lighter stuff, and based on a movie or based on a game that I played this week, I'm gonna make the decision to watch John Wick. John Wick is a people have referred to the John Wick movies as like this generation's Die Hard. Because Die Hard kind of set the bar for action films, in the late 80s, early 90s. And John Wick has been called, it's basically harkening back to that sort of revolutionary elements of the action genre. I've never seen them. The first film came out in 2014, and I played a game last week for First 20, which was fights in tight places. And one of the ways that the developers had described it was it felt like a John Wick. I've seen just tiny little pieces of some clips of John Wick before, and it does seem like it'd be a lot of fun. So what do you think? An action film? Does it sound fun? All right, let's watch John Wick. So that was a trip. That was an absolute trip. I wasn't really sure what to expect. I knew it was an action film. I knew that it had at least been successful enough for them to make several of them. Because there's a few, I think there's 3 of them, and I think they're planning on a 4th one. So I knew that. And I knew that, you know, it was Keanu Reeves. And I had heard the comparison to, like, you know, Die Hard of our generation. That's a pretty apt description. I mean, if you get down to the nitty gritty, it's quite different from Die Hard and this sort of story that it's telling. John Wick is a story about revenge, and Die Hard is not. Die Hard is also, you experience Bruce Willis's skills and abilities like as you're watching, whereas John Wick opens with all of that because, you know, and this will be spoiler free. We'll get to a spoiler section probably in a little bit, but you know, it opens with everyone noting, you know, John's abilities, and it's a really fun way to do a movie, to be honest. Like, this whole thing was a whirlwind, a joyride, if you will, of action. And it almost feels like, in some ways, it almost feels like a parody of itself at times, because, like, it's taking the concept of, you know, superhuman action star to, like, a crazy, crazy degree. But does it belong there? And I think maybe, because you're taking a genre basically to the absolute limit, and it's just fun. It's not a drama. It's not, you know, it's not serious. It is ridiculous, and it is the things that occur in the movie are ridiculous, but it's fun.
There is a little less comedy than Die Hard.
Yes, but there is comedy.
Yeah.
There's some very overt comedic notes throughout the film. But you've got the characters of you know, John Wick and John McClane are pretty different, because McClane is just like always wisecracking and making one-liners, and John Wick at times seems crazy. he's very focused. Methodical is a good word for it. So if you don't know anything about the film, it is let's say violent. What was it? What they called it in Clockwork Orange? Ultraviolence. It has a spot of the ultraviolence, but you know, it is like it's very over the top and ridiculous, but it's really good. Like, it's so fun to watch. It never lets up. It has the same amount of constant energy throughout it that Uncharted 2 has as a game. Uncharted 2 as a game is like, it just never stops. There's never any lull. And the same thing in this film. It's just like 100 minutes of just boom, 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 boom. And it's just a really fun watch. And it basically hits all of the notes of the action movie. Like, when you're watching an action movie and, like, the thing that you want to happen next, you're like, oh man, I hope this happens next. That's basically what this is. It's just nonstop. It just never ends. It's good. Like, if you like action movies and you haven't seen John Wick, it's what is it, 7 years old now. You should see it. You should absolutely see it. This movie is very, very good, and at times, to an extent, does it verge almost on like parody of the genre a little bit, but I don't think it matters. It's just it's so fun that I don't even care. I really don't. I'm like, there's also really there's a fair bit of world building actually too. I should probably mention more of that in the spoiler section, but like, it's good. You should watch it. I recommend it, and apparently there's more. Okay, now we'll move into the spoiler zone. So if you haven't seen it, this is where you should stop watching and check it out on your own. Have you left? Okay. Man, what a great time! What a great time! The world building stuff I thought was really interesting because
with the hotel and like that whole
there's a lot to it.
Economy, yeah.
Yes, there's an entire subculture, and like everyone is in on it, and it's so bizarre to watch because even when like the police show up at the house at the beginning, that part is hilarious, and that's one of the comedic notes, you know. But even the police are like, "Oh, okay, we'll just leave you to it then." So like, there's that, and then there's the whole thing with all of the secret stuff in the hotel and all of that, and then there's also the fact that all the gold coins, and like there's all of that stuff is, you know, it's like partially cheesy because the level of how extreme everything is, but it's also actually really clever and fun, and it is an element of world building that I didn't expect to see in an action film. So yeah, for how far the movie goes, you have to wonder if you know, is it really a problem, because that is literally what action movies are. You know, are there more realistic action films? I mean, I guess, but is that what you want to watch, or do you want to watch John Wick? And, you know, having seen this, I think the answer is John Wick. I think I'd rather watch this. Now, at some point, I do want to catch like the other Die Hard films.
Yeah.
Because John McClane is funnier than Keanu Reeves. I'd rather hear Bruce Willis's one-liners. But was this film great? Yeah, it was. And you know, there's more of them, so maybe we'll watch more at some point. When at least we know what to expect.
Yeah.
You know, at least now we're like, well, if we watch the next one, we kind of know what's going to happen. Anyway,
someone needs.
Are you ready to eat? Maybe. That is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Guess we'll get some sleep and.
I have an eye appointment tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's fun. That's it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just working on stuff. You can talk about John Wick down below. Just, you know, write spoilers if you're going to talk about some spoiler stuff. But it was great. Don't kill the dog.
No.
You see what happens. That's the other thing. The beginning was set up really well to create a lot of, you know, emotional connection, you know, as much as you possibly could. But because you have to have a really good reason to, like, this guy's going to kill like 1,000 people in this movie, and like you have to have a really good, you know, connection. And they did a good job, but also like even I was like, holy, this is ridiculous. There's a whole lot going on. This guy was clearly hanging on by a string. It's a great film. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and as always,
Let's
meet back tomorrow, shall we?